For my subscribers, it's been a long time since I've posted or updated anything on YouTube. And it's not because I haven't wanted to, but the last 6 months have been pretty extreme and crazy. We were blessed with the sale of my mother-in-law's house finally in the Colorado Rockies. It was a beautiful estate, but there were some issues getting it sold that took all of our attention. The house needed to go through what was called a subdivision exemption plat with county approval, environmental studies, and we finally have the house sold. And that enabled our mother to move to Missouri, and she's been living with us, which took a little adjustment. She's really easy to live with. And then finally, we got her established in a very nice retirement community. So the Bible says that if you honor your mother and father, your days will be long. So hopefully that's true. And then I've had some health issues. Foremost is I had a radio frequency ablation on my back. My back pain got so that I could hardly walk. And that dealt with the long vehicle rides to Colorado and multiple trips. And when you're driving across Kansas, it takes forever. Please don't hold that against me if you're from Kansas. I actually own a Kansas farm. At this point, Mother is settled in her place, but now it's time to kind of pick things up. One of the blessings that I've had is I was afraid that I would miss some of the blooms of the various plants that we've had in our garden. That's just been a real blessing to me throughout the years. We have certain daylilies that bloom in a kind of a sequence. The orange ones come out first, and then we get the orange yellow, and then we get the variated, and now I have some really bright yellow that are blooming, plus a myriad of other plants. If you can help me identify some of my plants, I would appreciate it. Well, every year we get these beautiful daylilies, and it's a special time of the year when they're blooming. We've gotten a lot of rain this year, so we have a bumper crop of these orange daylilies. We also have some variated that are purple and kind of a chartreuse yellow. Well, this is a rare treat. Those are my clematises, and they're really healthy. I'm going to scan up go by these daylilies, which are a blessing to me, and then go right up over at the top to this Amethyst Falls wisteria, and it's blooming really well. So it's always fun to see what comes back. I love perennials where they're here every year, seeing what can make it through the winter. Really beautiful. So awesome just to see the garden and all those plants in the background here. I'm going to focus on those right now. Those are my wisteria plants, and they're doing really, really well. Underneath those, there's actually what's called flaming honeysuckle, but it's been choked out by the wisteria. And so I've been blessed to have the garden still going. Not blessed to have wisteria. That stuff is just taken over. I'm going to have to hire some young men with a bobcat to come in and clear out the wisteria. I'm exaggerating. But anyway, please enjoy the following pictures of the garden. They've been hopefully playing with the clips, and please identify them, and I'll try to identify them at the end for you. Another thing that I have going on that's a little more concerning to me because I do so much of that's involved with vision. I actually have what's called narrow angle eye disease, and so I'm trying to get in for immediate cataract surgery to mitigate the risk of that, and that's taking a little bit of a faith test, so I do covet your prayers. I haven't gone away, it's just life has happened. That happens sometimes, and it's all good. We've been really blessed with every step of the way. Also, I have wonderful young adults that I do life with. I'm blessed to be involved with the young adult ministry at my church. Well, for my sister, these are our marigolds coming up this year. And then for our friend Teresa, these are the Shasta daisies that she gave us, getting ready to bloom. And then this is a pot full of wildflower seeds that my daughter-in-law gave me. And then over here we have bee bombs, and they've been liberated from the string that was tied around them. So they are just doing great. Those beautiful plants are my hydrangeas. They're kind of hidden away. These dahlias are kind of choking them out as far as space, but they're healthy. It's really beautiful to see that they've survived. Beautiful, beautiful plants. The last 6 months have reminded me of Solomon's wisdom recorded in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. For everything, there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear down, a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What do people really get for all their hard work? I've seen the burden that God has placed on us all, yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time, and He has planted eternity in the human heart. But even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from the beginning to the end.